So, hello my pretties and welcome. Today we have a special guest, or should I say I'm the special guest to Miss Alyssa. Miss Alyssa here is the event
sales manager.
The event sales manager here at the Swan Coach House. And she's done an amazing job in terms of being a great and gracious host for our tea recording and everything that you see for Sitting Pretty with Carol. And so we thought, you know what, we need to interview Miss Alyssa, just so that everybody will know where are we and what, tell us a little something about the space, how long it's been here, the history that's behind it, and some of the services that you all provide here, so that if you're interested in taking tea here at the Swan Coach House, or maybe even participating in this Mother's Day tea party, Miss Alyssa will be more than happy to share that information with you. So Miss Alyssa, tell us, so when did this whole Swan Coach House thing begin, and what makes it so special?
So the story kind of goes back a little bit further. In the 1920s, the Inmans of Atlanta, as in Inman Park, built the Swan House Mansion, which is across the property from us. And somewhere after that, I want to say 1928, was when the coach house was built. Okay. So this was the garage of sorts. It was the coaches, horses and coaches, and eventually the cars. And then the grooms and the drivers, and I believe they had some other service staff that lived here with the Inmans and served them. And then in the 60s, the Inmans, Mrs. Inman, I believe, was the remaining Inman, sold the property to the Atlanta History Center. Okay. And around that same time period, maybe it was all happened at the same time, the Swan Coach House portion of the property was leased by the Forward Arts Foundation from the History Center. Okay. So technically it is all part of one big 34-acre estate, which for Buckhead is huge, especially now.
Yes, it is.
But we are two separate organizations, which is a constant surprise to everybody. Nobody realizes that we're actually two separate organizations.
I didn't realize that either.
Every day. It surprises somebody every day. It took me about a month of working here before I understood that it's actually a separate organization. So we are managed and run by the Forward Arts Foundation, which was started in the 60s as a way to progress the art scene in Atlanta, because Atlanta wasn't always this big cultural hub that it is now. So a group of ladies traveled to Paris to see the art scene and kind of learn about how to develop museums and art culture here, and their plane actually crashed on their way back.
Oh my gosh.
Their friends created the Forward Arts Foundation in their honor. So it started with a mission and then a tragedy and then back to the mission. So all of this is done as, kind of a tribute to the art scene in Atlanta and to honor those ladies whose whole goal was to further the arts.
Wow.
So we're still managed 60 years, almost exactly 60 years later, by that same group. So it's all not-for-profit, all of our event profit, restaurant profit, gift shop, gallery, all of that goes back to the art scene in Atlanta.
Well, that's really significant to me because, I come from an art background growing up in Chicago, and then my father being an artist. So I'm very familiar with what you all have going on. And just so you all will know, if you're ever looking to see some great art displays, they have a lot. Is it monthly? How often do you all have different artists to come through?
It's about, I want to say it's every 4 to 6 weeks. It kind of depends on the exhibit. Okay. And actually the exhibit that's going on right now until maybe one more week. The dates are definitely on the art gallery website. But the exhibit that is up right now is our annual Edge Award winner, which is one of the big things that the Forward Arts Foundation does every year. Is they choose a local artist from either an underserved community or an up-and-coming artist that is just not very well known yet. And they get several different things, and I don't want to be too specific because I'm not sure on the specifics. I know it includes a residency with an art school and a solo exhibit, and I believe some funding.
wow.
But that's the exhibit that's right now.
Well, we'll make sure that we
Very
show
cool.
a little bit of that before we leave today's filming of Sitting Pretty with Carol. How about that?
Yes, that would be great. One of his feature pieces is actually going to the High Museum, which is a very big deal for us. So that's the exhibit now, but it will change again, and then we'll go to our summer show, which is one of our most popular shows. So
Sure.
you'll definitely have to check that out.
Wow. Yes, we will. Well, this tea sure is delicious. So I'm drinking the chamomile citrus. It's quite relaxing. I think chamomile is like the calming tea, and trust and believe I need to calm down. We just finished up our junior cotillion. It was a 10-week course of 6th through 9th graders, or with 6th through 9th graders. And you know, just all the hype behind it, and then having the final presentation. I'm still kind of up here from cleaning out my home to getting things back to normal again. So this right here is just perfect. Chamomile tea and being able to sit and relax and take tea.
I'm a citrus girl, so I love that it's a chamomile citrus.
Absolutely.
It's a little hint of something else.
Yeah, it's always nice. So tell us, what do we have today on our 3-tier tray here?
Today we have our pimento cheese sandwich on the bottom, and also a cucumber cream cheese sandwich, and because it's the Swan Coach House, chicken salad, always.
Oh, and it's delicious. That's our favorite too.
Always chicken salad.
Yeah.
Our ham and cheese biscuit on the center, and a blueberry scone.
Okay.
And then on the top, it looks like they gave us a brownie, some pettifours, a lemon square, and a cranberry cream cheese square, which is delicious.
Can't wait to try those out.
Mm-hmm.
I think those are different from last time. Maybe a couple might be the same, but I see a couple of new ones up there.
We try to mix it up a little bit for you.
Well, thank you.
Like to try some new things.
So we like everything so far. So anything else that we need to know in terms of the programming that you have here for taking tea?
We have a spring tea coming up next week. That one is on the 10th. Spring tea, Mother's Day tea, we're kind of using the terms interchangeably.
Okay.
In the past we've done events on Mother's Day, but this year we wanted to really highlight our spring tea.
Okay.
It's a heavier tea menu. It's served from 5 to 7, so it's a good bit more food than what you're having here because we're serving it in place of dinner, but it's a lot of options that are exclusive that we don't have on our tea menu. Like our lobster mini rolls, and the tea does come with unlimited punch and some other good stuff. So it is usually a very good time.
Sounds very nice. So hopefully you all will, check that out on their website. They can get more information and register for their spring tea. It's very nice. Well, we have definitely enjoyed ourselves here when we come here each week for Sitting Pretty with Carol. But what an honor to be here with a person who's helped to organize all of this for us. So can you tell us also one last thing? I believe that the Swan Coach House would only have tea if people wanted that, or if they had large events, they would schedule that on the weekends. But you were telling me that they're now opening this up to serving tea, afternoon tea, on a regular basis, correct?
Yes, so that is something we are very excited about. We don't have an official start date yet, but we are kind of known for private teas and private events, and we have never in 60 years, to my knowledge, served that just to the public in the dining room. But we are asked about it so frequently, at least once a day.
Wow.
That we are really trying to lean into that, and that's something we're very excited to be offering in the dining room very soon. We don't have an official date yet for it, but we're hoping within the next month or so.
Wow.
So that will
Excellent.
be a really cool experience for anybody who just happens to be in the area and wants to have tea. And
Do they need to make reservations, or can they just pop in and take tea?
as of right now, we are not planning to require reservations, but we may have to at first to make sure that we are managing the service and making sure that our service is top-notch. We don't want to get overwhelmed and not provide great service, so that may be something we have to do in the beginning. But our goal is to have it as needed or as requested.
I think you all are going to be like busting at the seams with people wanting afternoon tea, especially if they don't have to make reservations, because you know sometimes people are looking for restaurants to eat at, right? But if they can say, you know what, we can just go and take tea and just drop in. I know I would probably do that. I don't know about anyone else, but I mean, if I had the option between just a lunch or an afternoon tea, just to sit and relax and enjoy the ambiance and the food and conversation.
It's a nice light option.
Yeah. So I wish you all much success on that.
Thank you. We were very excited about that.
Awesome. Well, you know what, Miss Alyssa? Thank you so much for joining me today on Sitting Pretty with Carol. I'm hoping that we will have guests who will join you here taking tea. And in the meantime, you all make sure that you subscribe and that you click the notification so that you can join me on the next video with Sitting Pretty with Carol. Thank you, Miss Alyssa.
Thank you for having me.
Bye.